Hi, I'm Sam. I'm a hedgerow herbalist and I'm a green witch, which means I like to forage and make medicines out of all of nature's plant material and flowers and trees that grow on our doorsteps. And I also like to bring a little bit of magic into that if I can. And so today I'm going to talk to you about dandelion. And here I've got some that I just foraged from my lawn, probably about an hour ago now. Dandelion is a really useful plant to have in your garden. It's the bane of gardeners, and once you've got it in the lawn, it's really hard to get rid of. But it's so good for you. I think it used to be law that you used to have to grow it at some point in the Victorian era because it was so good for the earth. It helps break up clay soils. It brings minerals back into the earth. Nature loves it. It's a really good source of pollen for bees. Mammals like rabbits they will eat the leaves because it's really high mineral content. The leaves are bitter, and any herb or plant that is bitter means it's really good for the digestive system. So dandelion is really good for the liver, the gallbladder, the kidneys, the bladder. It helps flush everything through. One of its old names, and that you might have heard when you were a child, was that it would make you wet the bed. They used to call it piss in bed, and that was because of the milky sap, but that's what gives it its diuretic qualities. It's something that I give to my older clients when I'm supporting them because it's really nourishing and it just helps keep everything flowing. Dandelion tea and nettle tea is a really good, gentle, nourishing, supportive tea that you can give to somebody who's a bit frail or recovering from an illness. And it's quite mild, pleasant tasting in a tea, and you can always put some honey with it. So the recipes that I've made and I'm going to show you today are quite simple. A couple of weeks ago I made dandelion root, leaf and flower tincture, and there it is sitting away in its jar. And I made this with the new moon because I was harnessing the energies of the new moon, but it's not necessary, you don't have to work to the moon times. I chopped up the root, and I've chopped up the leaf and the flowers, and I've just topped that up with vodka, and I will leave that sitting away in a dark place for 6 weeks, and then I'll strain it. And then the tincture, you just take 20 drops in a little bit of water once or twice a day when you feel you want a little bit more support. This will keep me going through the winter when you can't get hold of dandelions, because they're not great to dry. You can't really dry the flower heads because they'll just go to seed. And the leaves are better fresh in a salad. So the tincture is the way to go if you want to keep it through the winter. And then a way you can use it, which is really healthy for your food, for your digestive system when you're eating, is to make a herbal vinegar. And you can do this with a lot of the herbs and plants that we get in the garden. Cleavers, plantain is another one that you can make into a vinegar, and comfrey, most of them really, nettle, but dandelion is one of the best because it's very flavoursome. The petals are really light. A lot of people will dip them in batter and fry them. All plants of the dandelion are edible. So this is my dandelion vinegar, and I've just taken some of the heads, I think there's a bit of cleavers in there and maybe some leaf, and I've topped that up with apple cider vinegar. And I'll leave that a week, up to a month before I strain it, and you would just pour that over your food or over your salad. Use it as a salad dressing before you eat. So it's really great for the digestion. It really gets all those digestive juices flowing, helps you absorb your food, helps you digest your food. So I've got my tincture, I've got my vinegar, and then another way I've been using the dandelion is in an infused herbal oil, and this I would use for massage because the dandelion heads, I mean, you've only got to look at them, they're yellow, they're just sunshine, full of warmth. And so anywhere that you want to rub in, they're great for muscular pains, for joint pains, for rheumatism, arthritis. And an infused oil is a really way to harness all those live, vibrant energies of the plant. And so it's dead easy. You just get your dandelion heads and you let them sit for a little bit because it reduces the moisture content. Dandelion is really high in moisture. But you can't dry them out because, as I say, they'll all go to seed. So you just let them sit for a bit, plus it gets the insects off them as well. As you can see, they've shrunk down a little bit because the moisture's reduced, so I'll need to go and get some more and top that up. You want your glass jar probably mostly full, but not right to the top. You don't want to pack it in. and then you're just going to get your oil, and I tend to use a really nice light oil like grapeseed, sunflower. You can use almond oil. You can use any oil you've got. If you've got olive oil, then use olive oil, but I find olive oil is a little bit strong. It's got that strong earthy taste to it, and then it overpowers the light scent of the dandelion flower. And so you would just take that right up to the top with your oil, and then you would cap it and label it. Leave it in a dark place for about a month. Shake it every now and then, just have a little look in, make sure there's no mould forming on the top. As I say, because it's very high moisture content, it will have a tendency to go a bit mouldy on the top. I'm trying out this year for the first time. Somebody told me about floating a little bit of vodka on the top to help prevent the mould. So this year I'm trying that. And yeah, you put that away for a month, strain it, and you've got your dandelion infused oil, which you can use just neat on the skin as it is, or you can make into a balm by using beeswax or soy wax, and I will go through that in another video. And that tends to be how I use it, really. I will pick the leaves and use them for salad. Just as a little demo, and say I've had these about an hour now, so they're starting to shrink down. You can see how they lose their moisture real quick. But these are both dandelion and both come out of my garden at the same time. It just shows you how adaptable the plant is. If it's in a shady area, it will put out loads of leafy growth and get really big. And if it's low down on the grass and you're cutting it regularly, you'll have smaller leaves. If you want to have a tasty salad, you'll notice it's always the leaves that they use. These leaves should be familiar to you. If you buy a bag of mixed leaf salad, you will have dandelion leaves in there. The bigger the leaf, the more fibrous and tough and more bitter it will be. So always try and go for your small, fresh, tasty leaves. And another way that I'm going to try using it later in the year, a lot of my friends are digging up the dandelion root and making coffee out of it. It's supposed to be really tasty. It's chicory coffee. I'm going to wait until the autumn. The way I harvest and work with plants is, come the autumn, all the energy from the plant is going down into the roots. So all those vitamins and minerals, all the healthful benefits will go into the soil, and that's when I'll go and dig it up and make some chicory coffee. So I might do another video on that later in the year. And as for now, that's it. So enjoy making your dandelion infused oil, and hopefully make your vinegars, and the tincture will keep you going through the winter. Dandelion is an amazing plant, and I think it's going to bring sunshine and vitamins and health into your life. So it's something that everybody should have in their garden. So enjoy working with it, and I will see you on that next video. Take care. Bye.